till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. On we'll go. On we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. On we'll go.
Welcome, everybody. I promise we're not going 5 hours of non-crypto talk. This is all crypto talk. Why aren't my names showing up here? I don't know what setting I turned on and off. But you guys all know me. I'm the Greek DeFi Guru here with another live for you. We got Moon God in the house, Moon God Crypto, which is Prisma Finance's CEO. And then we got Barry with us. Let me get the names on. What is going on here? There we go. Barry, are you here?
I'm here. Excited. I'm excited to talk about crypto.
I tried hard to bring up some comments. If you saw every comment on the last live stream that was crypto related that got brought up was me, and then it got instantly put to the side, and I'm like, oh, Greek just got shot down. And I'm sure people are like just sick and tired of lives today. This is live number 3. We're going on 7 hours of live.
Greek, you deserve a medal. I mean, like, you've been doing a marathon. No wonder you're so skinny.
Yeah, I don't eat. I can't eat anything, you know. So Moon God, why don't you introduce yourself for the people?
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Barry. I haven't had a chance to speak with you yet. But nice to meet you. I am the CEO of Prisma Finance. We are a new token that is looking to come to the Vulcan blockchain. We basically have created a system. Just kind of give a quick rundown, the quick spiel of us. We've created a system that allows us to generate revenue and then pay out that revenue in the form of stablecoin to any holders of Prisma. That's kind of us there. Just for a little background information about me, I've been in finance for quite a few years, traditional finance myself. I've been in the crypto space for, I think it's about almost 2 years at this point now, maybe about a year, 2 years. I can't remember. It's been a while. it was early 2001, I believe it was, is when I got into, kind of really heavy into crypto. But yeah, we've got a solid team together here. There's 5 of us, and, we're kind of looking to be one of the first I guess we'll call it partnered projects to come to Vulcan, where it's not like a community project. It's outside the community to a certain extent.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's us.
That's awesome. And I heard a little bit about the project through Kryptonian, and there was a live that I was a part of too. But I'm excited to see you guys prosper and become a big part of the family. So nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Why Vulcan?
Yeah. So there's a couple of things that we kind of looked at in regards to, projects, structures, things like that. One of our people had actually been with Seifu since their pink sale. It was the first project that she actually got into. Moonrise, I'm sure you guys have probably seen her about here and there. Yeah. Me and her actually ended up kind of talking a bit, and it became a situation where it's kind of letting me know a little bit about Seifu, things like that, and kind of followed Seifu through its its ups and downs, and some of the nonsense it had to kind of deal with and things like that, and the fact that the community always strive forward. Brian Legend did the same thing as well too. Always kind of head down, push forward, even with a lot of the nonsense he's had to kind of deal with, and just done a lot to better the community. And that was kind of one of the things that started our direction with looking at like Vulcan. The other thing as well too is a lot of the other markets have a tendency to be a little bit saturated. And I don't just mean that with like a standard project. I mean with a lot of just junk that gets kind of thrown out there. So BSC, great example of that.
Very good example of that. Yeah.
Every 5 minutes you see a new project up on pink sale. And it's like a 90% chance that's going to be a rug pull or something like that. So, Vulcan's been very, very stable all throughout Seifu, everything like that across the board, very communicative with us, which was a huge positive when we kind of started looking at like, where did we want to make Prisma, set up shop, kind of set up its home and things like that. And Vulcan was very back and forth with us, talked to us, kind of let us know what they were aiming for and what they were shooting for. And that's kind of what really drove us to make that decision. The community, the team, just the communication, all of it.
Perfect. So for anybody who may not know, in a nutshell, like the elevator pitch, what is Prisma Finance?
Yeah. So just super, super baseline. We're a revenue generating token. Basically what we do is we're going to go out and we're going to farm, yield for holders of Prisma. There's 2 ways that you can kind of take that, yield and kind of do things with it. The first way is as a baseline. When you buy the Prisma token, you get paid out in stablecoin, just as like the baseline. The second option, where we kind of get to a little bit of a second layer here, is you can actually stake it in different types of vaults to be paid out in that specific type of token. So as an example of such, the baseline that we have for like our first vault is an auto reinvestment vault, where basically you stake your Prisma in there, and every single payout, it'll automatically just buy back more Prisma for you without you having to deal with any kind of like buy fee or anything like that. So it's our little way of giving a little bit of an added bonus, and it works as like a community driven buyback as well too. The second half of the vault system is that we can set it up to allow other tokens to be purchased in that same facet as well. So from like Vulcan to Bitcoin to Ethereum to other tokens like that. Hey, you want a different type of stable coin? We could do that as well. Just it allows us to be able to provide those options across the board, so holders can really kind of pick and choose what they want to receive with their payouts. Because as of right now, most payouts have usually been whatever the token is that you're getting, or it's a stable coin, or it's Bitcoin, or it's got like a lot of extra nonsense, but it doesn't really allow you to kind of choose what you're getting. And that was kind of our mindset for creating the vaults and that kind of system as well too. So that's kind of really the basic portion of it there, so to speak, without getting like overly technical.
So there's going to be a Vulcan vault?
Yeah, that is our goal. There's obviously a couple of things that we have to do to make sure that it's set up in that aspect as well. Obviously, we have to make sure that like when we go through and have the contract set up for that specific vault, it takes into account taxes, things like that. We want to make sure routing, all of that across the board, and make sure that's all set up and good to go. So we don't want to just, like throw it at the wall and kind of see what sticks. But yeah, absolutely. That is the plan, is to have a lot of the major blue chip tokens is what I'm going to call it,
Gotcha.
as an option. So baseline Vulcan would be, right on there. Bitcoin, Ethereum. I believe, if memory serves, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong here, but both Seifu and Seifu Go are also going to be coming to Vulcan. So it's very possible we could also set up vaults for those as well too. Unless somebody wants to yell at me and be like, no, you're an idiot and have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's pretty much a given. So here's a bad pun. So is it safe to call it Vulcan? It's a bad pun.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go have a rum and coke. I'll catch y'all later.
Hey, don't have too many, or we'll get back on the man versus woman debate.
Let's not.
We promised them no politics. We promised them no politics.
Nathan B, this is hopefully Greek talks about men and women's roles in the household today. Okay. For those who don't know, we had a 4.5 hour live talking about all that, but that's here or there. So, one thing so you guys are giving out rewards in stable for holding your token.
Correct.
Are those fixed rewards, a certain percentage, or are those variable based on just what you're earning off of your yield? So you're never overcommitting yourself. Because I know a lot of projects that I've been in, they promise certain rewards and then they can't, and then that's where the Ponzonomics comes in. So
right. So you're 100% correct. It is going to be a variable APR in that aspect. The revenue will only be paid out when we do have positive revenue generation. As as frustrating as it is to kind of say that, we don't want to pay something we don't have. And it'll be a situation where the way that our yield farming is going to work is that we are able to take from the vault, or from the specific farms that are actually doing well. So it's a situation where, as like a baseline, we're going to be in stable coins, blue chip farms. I'm having a moment where my brain has forgotten what Aave is, like lending, things like that, not borrowing, but the lending side of it, where, we'll have a multitude of different streams where revenue will be coming in, where we don't necessarily have to worry about the value of what we've entered going down. So we can always take something out and pay in that aspect. But that's the whole point behind having a diversified back end of, revenue generation. And that's what we want to do on this side. So as a baseline, it will have variable APR, just to kind of re-answer that really quick. And it will be a situation where we do have some expectations where, a specific farm may not be doing as well, but we won't take anything from that if there's an expectation that it'll go up. So like if Bitcoin, is down 5K or something like that, and we're farming Bitcoin, obviously we don't want to pull from that and pay. We want to keep accumulating. And then when it goes back up, we've got even more that we can, pay out to others as well. So, yeah.
I'm glad you said variable, because I've been in projects where it's, they promise 3% a day, and these are the bot projects. I'm sure you've heard of all kinds of them. They're all going under because they are promising a certain percentage, and if the bots aren't producing that percentage, it's got to come somewhere, and then they eventually crumble, and that's Ponzonomics and all kinds of stuff. So being that you're variable is a good thing. Sustainability, obviously.
Yeah.
And I really like that. So that's a good thing.
And I will say this much, that is one of the biggest differences, and one of the things that we also looked at when we were kind of taking a look at the Vulcan blockchain as well too. As much as people hated to hear the change from the APR that it was before, or the APY that it was before, to what it is now. I think it's like 44% or something like that. It very much so as a person who loves to just look at spreadsheets, numbers, math, crunching, all that fun stuff across the board. It was great to see them make that transition, because it made the project sustainable in terms of the Vulcan blockchain side of it. Even with the way that Seifu was going, and the idea and the mentality behind, hey, we're doing this so we can get all the tokens out. This isn't necessarily just going to be a dollar sign, which is what a lot of those other, scammy and shammy projects kind of did. They were like, yeah, you're totally, it's going to be $5 million or $33 million or some crazy stuff like that. And it's like, Seifu was always, yeah, you're getting more of your tokens, and Vulcan is doing the exact same thing. And they even reduced it to ensure that, it's going to be a nice gradual amount that's coming into the system versus, the other side, which is like, hey, we're going to hyperinflate this into the abyss. And I love to see that change, and I love to see Vulcan moving that direction.
Yeah, because I'm in Drip, and hyperinflating into the abyss is exactly what Drip does. Drip Garden. I'm sure if you've ever heard, oh my gosh, just constantly, you can only, unless you're getting a lot of new users, you're constantly have to overinflate to pay out. Exactly what they're doing.
And that can be the frustrating part with it as well, too, is that you also have to create all of these other different Ponzi-nomics to supplement the original Ponzi-nomics, which were the problem in the first place.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where, Vulcan has really kind of moved the opposite direction of that. I think it's like 44% APY or something like that.
APR, yeah.
Yeah, APR. Very, very manageable. I mean,
it is extremely manageable. Before, it was unsustainable the way they had it. I've said that multiple times, and I know a lot of people they like the monopoly money coming in, but this is way better for your pocketbook. Actually, it's going to
it's about a 3 or a 4% increase each month, if memory serves, is the total token amount that increases. But the other part of it as well, is because they're burning so many tokens on top of it, it all balances itself out. Unlike, other projects where they're like, yeah, we're just going to make NFTs. It's like,
yeah,
you have to do more than that.
I've seen projects, so they can't sustain the tokenomics, so let's create NFTs to create something side, and it's just a diversion.
Yeah.
Legend, what's the name and website of the token you're talking about? This is Prisma Finance. All their information is on the projects list of the Vulcan blockchain website. They are currently third in the voting on the Vulcan blockchain website.
Oh, we moved up to number 3?
Yep, you guys are third as of right now.
Nice.
I'm lying. Fourth. I miscounted.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because I'm fairly certain it's Seifu Go, and then
Seifu Go. So no, Seifu Go is now second. Oh, tied for first. Sorry, OXPA DAO is first. Seifu Go second. Cosmic Force is third, and Prisma Finance is fourth. But I view this as being extra important because you guys are fourth, and this is a new project that nobody's heard about. So the fact that you're fourth when people are coming across your project, as opposed to, we all know about Cosmic Force, we know about Seifu Go, all of us are going to vote them. We know about the OXPA DAO. So I think this gives a lot of credibility that people are liking what they're seeing, and with the votes. So
yeah, and just to kind of back that up really quick here, to answer his question, our website should be released within, I believe it's about a week or two at this point in time here. We're getting to the point where, we've got everything kind of pulled together. We've got the design and everything as well too. But yeah, we should have the website for people to kind of take a look at and see how we have things set up. We're just kind of finalizing a couple of looks and details there. And then I think Slumdog also asked if there's going to be an Uxie vault as well too. Yeah, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be able to have that in there also.
Now, vault, you're looking at like stuff that's stable, right? Because I'm part of the Revive DAO. Could a Revive token? It's basically a ever appreciating stable coin that only goes up in value. All buys and sells raise the value. Could that be something that could be in a vault?
Yeah. So effectively, the way the vaults work is you deposit your Prisma and it basically sits within this contract. And within the contract, anytime you get paid out your stablecoin, revenue portion, it basically, before you receive that, it says, okay, you're in this specific vault. We need to convert your stablecoin payout to this token associated to the vault that you're in, and then deposit that into your wallet.
That is actually pretty unique. So essentially, you're adding buy pressure to all the tokens.
Exactly.
So that's a very good thing too. So anybody who's part of the vault is going to have instant buy pressure, which is good to see. And then the passive income, which is, I think, what Vulcan stands for. Like everything Vulcan is about is passive income. So it's good to see that as well.
Right.
Passive income streams here. And for everybody who doesn't know, they do have a white paper. It's on the screen right now. So if you click on the projects section under the website, it will take you to their white paper on their Gitbook and everything. So, and you guys do have a Discord.
Correct. Yeah, Discord and the Twitter. Yeah.
Perfect. So make sure, if you are interested, you follow that. Obviously, that's where all their major announcements are going to be for everything.
Yeah.
So are you guys planning on launching day one on Vulcan? Or are you ready to go? You're just waiting for like the code and testnet to go? How far along are you?
Yeah. So just as like a quick update kind of to where we are in our position here. We are on the BSC testnet. We have tested our token contracts as a whole, and everything passed. We're good to go there. No problem in any way, shape, or form. Payouts worked flawlessly. Payouts to the reinvestment vault worked flawlessly. Split payouts worked flawlessly. So we didn't have any issues with that as well too. The big thing that we are, going to have to kind of test and do a couple other things with, really comes down to once we get those testnet options for, Vulcan to be able to, test the payouts to those different vaults and how the buys are going to work once UXI and everything like that is kind of set up. So that's another step in the process that we kind of have to do there. The goal originally was to go through and launch on BSC and then potentially move over to Vulcan, like day one, day two kind of thing. The biggest issue that we kind of face with like just launching day one is we're actually going to be paired to a stable coin. So whether that'll be the VUSD or whether that'll be USDC when it, comes over, because obviously it's going to come to Vulcan as well too. It would be a situation where we need to be paired to that, because our goal is to have a very kind of stable, gradual increase of token price as well too. And that's a little bit easier to do when you aren't having to have too volatile, tokens.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So that's really the only thing that we kind of are waiting on a little bit further here. So it's possible we may start on BSC and then move to Vulcan. But the team is looking at, options for stable coins, and we're waiting for the testnet pretty much. So we can kind of see if we have to make any overarching changes. If it's fairly similar, we'll just move right over.
So when you say the team's looking for options, you're saying the Vulcan team's looking for options on stable coins right now. Inside info, or you guys are looking for?
No. Sorry. I'll clarify that a little bit further. So we're looking for options for for stable coins on this side, whether that be like USDC or some other stable coin that comes over as well too. We're a little 50-50 on Tether, just because some of the stuff that goes along with that. Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, and I know with stable coins going, I know Vulcan's been looking for some way if they can create a lot of products that would help, because stable backing and everything, and just give people options where to keep their money stably as they're waiting with payouts.
And that's absolutely the goal that we have on this side here. So yeah, it'll probably either be depending on the way that the tokenomics kind of work. It will be a stable coin that comes over. We've also looked at like USD plus, MDB plus, stuff like that also has that ever increasing kind of floor price. So if Vulcan has something like that as well too, it definitely would be in the running, because we want to support other projects that are on the chain as well. So yeah, that's basically kind of what we're looking at on this side is we have to kind of see what's going to be there and how early on it's going to be there. And then we can kind of proceed forward with launching with that pairing.
Yeah, I know everybody asks like Revive, we can't really bring it over unless they have a stable backing because it's 1-to-1 backed with the stable coin.
Exactly.
The taxes add to the price rise. So we can't bring over to Vulcan without having a stable coin. And I know Vulcan eventually in time will get it. It's just how long it takes. You know, there's more important things, obviously getting the blockchain working, rebasing mechanisms, a Firestorm, getting a proper testnet gamma coming up. So I know a lot of things on the back burners, but it's just very interesting to have all these projects looking at us and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely really exciting from the project side as well too, to kind of just be working with the team, and you know, having those kind of communications and just seeing the change in development and how friendly, you know, it's been on the project side for us over here. Like one of the things that, you know, that I brought up in the Vulcan Discord was that we weren't expecting anything like this. You know, we had been in talks with Vulcan, you know, like I said, for I believe at a minimum of like 6 months, you know, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, you know, they dropped us as part of the, you know, the project list and everything like that. And just, we had no expectation of that. Like, we didn't think that they'd go through the whole thing of listing out all of our information, you know, making sure it's all provided to the, you know, to the Vulcan community, everything like that. We thought it was just going to be like, you know, here, you guys are tagged kind of thing. And, you know, and that's kind of just our side being a little bit pessimistic, so to speak. But
well, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
I guess if you're a project, knowing that they have your back, they're willing to put your name on their website. It does help a lot. You know, the partnership between the projects, obviously you both succeed together. You know, you're intertwined. So it's a good thing, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand. Like if you go on like BSC, they're not throwing you on a website. You're just another one of their 1,000 projects. But being early here, it's kind of there's a benefit, inherent benefit involved. So it's actually a great thing.
Yeah. And I love the fact that, you know, that they kind of did that. Like there was no real notice for us. Like they didn't like email us or anything like that and be like, hey, we're dropping you in here. It was very much so like a, hey, surprise, you know. And it was an absolutely fantastic and amazing surprise to wake up to, where I was like, I woke up and I was like, yeah, oh, there's a new Vulcan announcement. Oh, let's go check it out and see what's going on. Oh, we are on this list.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you guys are on the list, and then all of a sudden you're doing live streams, you're on lives with people, and I'm like, win the Greek.
Yeah. So very exciting.
Oh, Fowler just dropped in.
What up, Fowler? Yeah, you guys were on with Fowler the other night, other day, actually. He does all the day live streams, so that was a good one.
Yeah, you know, I'm still at ends with and at odds with his Magic 8 Ball, but you know, we'll discuss that at a later time.
That 8 Ball hates the Greek, okay?
Get in line. There's a whole line full of you guys.
And even when you're in his Discord and you get to ask the 8 Ball millions of questions, it's the hate ball in the Discord. It just hates everything. Although it did say I was better than Prado, so we'll give the 8 Ball one thing, and it said I'm more right than Prado. So 2 things.
You would think that'd be enough for you to make the 8 Ball your best friend, but
wait, I won $700 bet on the 8 Ball. What am I so mad at the 8 Ball for?
$700 and basically Prado bragging rights, and that's enough for you, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it said I'm never gonna find a wife. Like it said I'm gonna be single the rest of my life.
Truth hurt, man. Truth hurt.
Technically, a harem is not a wife. But let's not talk wives again.
So Biz was throwing some white paper links, and he threw your Discord link in the description. So if everybody wants to go over, just say the Greeks sent you. Just show them some love. John Carter says he just got through checking out the tokenomics. They look good. As always, do your own research. Check it out. And yeah, that's what we're here to just give you all the information so you guys can check it out. And I'm sure everything that's going on with them as they get closer to launch, whatever's going on, they will be in their Discord with announcements. And maybe, who knows, you've been very active in lives and being on live shots, and you can come and give all the announcements. You're always welcome on this channel as well.
Yeah, I
we're going to bug
appreciate
him about the Revive Vault now. So we got him
Yeah.
on the hook.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd be more than happy to kind of chat with you more about that, on the side and everything once we kind of get that process set up. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're looking.
Great.
Any partnership is good by us. We're looking for anything, and if it can help multiple communities, it works.
Do we have a moment to talk about Revive?
Of course we do, Barry. What do you want
Yes,
to talk about?
Well, I just want to do a little horn tooting. Thanks to everybody involved, not just myself.
Horn tooting.
What are you laughing at? I wasn't going there.
Not just the horn tooting. It was funny.
Yeah, Revive, since its launch, has gone up 40%. And that's nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's pretty remarkable. And it's been 11 days? What 11 days?
Yeah.
It hasn't even been 2 weeks. And it's been a little crazy up and down, but that's a great thing about Revive is that sells pump up the price just as much as buys. So it's, we're getting richer coming and going.
I just want to tell people, because a lot of people don't believe it when I say, okay, we actually celebrate a sale. We had a $50,000 sell the other day. You know what the price did? Jumped from 203 to 211 on a sell. That's exactly what we want to work. So far, my Revive right now, I've already outperformed all the taxes. So whatever we raise from now is just profit for me. So
me too.
And it's just an ever appreciating asset, something there you can go to bed and you're like, oh, somebody sells 50K. Who cares?
Yeah. Well, actually, you called it a stable coin. I'd like to call it a rising coin because it's
I like
not
to
stable
say stable backed.
Mhm.
That's what I should say.
Yeah.
Stable backed, ever appreciating stable backed rising coin. That's what we should say.
Yeah. It's and so everyone has a little PTSD with the craziness in the markets, and they've seen a lot of their high risk, high reward stuff go south, and people are looking to manage their risk a little more. And we've created that solution. You're eliminating a risk and increasing your value. And let's say you don't want to hold cash, well, put it here. You're not worried about
safe place to park
deflation.
your money.
Exactly. This is an incredible utility of a store of wealth that's actually growing. So if you don't want to, you want to have access to all your money, but you don't want to stick it in the bank. Boom! Here we go.
And I want to say this to people because the degen mentality. They get in and they're like, oh, it's not rising fast enough for me, or it's not that. This isn't something that's going to rise extremely fast. There are definitely things we can do in the future when the Vulcan blockchain's out with the UXI investment we have. We can take UXI profits, feed that into Revive, and we can do that daily. We can do that daily, or we can fund other projects that help feed into Revive. So we can have other things, which Barry, if you want to just tell them some things that we got in the works that could help feed into Revive.
Just a little tease kind of thing. Well,
you're good at teasing.
just to piggyback on what you were saying, we've got a huge load coming at us. Don't laugh. With this UXI, we've got a huge investment with UXI, and so as everything takes off and grows, we're hooked onto that rocket too. So that's just one of our little rockets going off, right? And we don't want to stay stagnant, like a stable coin. We're ever increasing, ever growing. So we are looking, at our ways and our options that we don't stay just a, one little thing and just be in a super niche. We're looking at becoming more of an ecosystem. So, keep your eyes and ears peeled. Things are very dynamic right now, but I am invested and I am getting richer, obviously, because of that. But I'm excited about the things that are going to happen. And something that I love is you don't have to wait for dips. Anytime you buy, that's the dip. It will never go down below whatever you buy at.
Yeah.
So
your
yeah, and
journey starts when you buy. Obviously, you need a 12% price raise to be in profit.
Mhm.
Once you hit
Yep.
12%, you're making money regardless. And wherever you start your price, whatever you got in it, is your start of your journey with Revive. Now, if you sell before then, obviously you're going to be in a loss, and you can't fault the coin, fault the token, which some have.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we've
but
already
that's
gone up 40%. So it's like, that's the great thing about it, is like you said, once you clear that, you are playing with house money, and that's an awesome feeling.
So
it helped the other day when you went up 8 cents on one sell.
So is it 6% buy and 6% sell fees?
6% buy, 6% sell,
Transfer.
6% transfer. If anybody transfers, all 6% goes to price appreciation. So actually, transfers are going to raise the price the most. On a buy, 3% goes to price appreciation. On a sell, 3% goes to price appreciation, and 2% will go into the council. Will go into straight USDT and come to the council, so we can fund different projects where we can actually use some of that fund and re-inject and Revive if we wanted to. Use it for giveaway marketing, all kinds of stuff. We are going to become a DAO further down the road, but right now we have to establish with Revive, get a user base and going. And then 1% goes, because it was developed by the same creator of Apollo, Ted. 1% goes to buy Apollo, which is the same thing, and same type of token, ever appreciating, and it goes into our treasury as well. So we're supporting that project as well. But it all comes to the treasury, as well as we got 180K investment into Uxie, and we are currently about 15%, like right now, of all the invested Uxie in circulation. So we're a big Uxie player, like the biggest. We're probably going to be the biggest Uxie whale, and we are invested in Uxie. So we're not going to be dumping. We're going to be using this long-term strategy to make everything happen. So there is a lot that we can do. So obviously, being in early, knowing your money is not going down, it's ever appreciating. So so if we can create partnerships with Revive, like, with your vaults, that would be cool, where we can get people in and do all that kind of stuff. It's really right now advantageous, somewhere to park their money.
Yes. And so if you have your pump and dump plays and you're looking for a place just to park your winnings and see it grow and grow, this is the perfect utility for that. And I'm super excited because I see this thing growing exponentially. Once the word gets out there, more and more people are going to get excited about that and spreading the word and say, hey, I'm doing nothing and I'm making money. And you don't even have to be a smart investor and, read all this stuff. All you got to do is just park it. And that's pretty awesome. And just a quick shout out to Missy Twitch. Hello, love you. Sending out the love.
Yeah, Missy always says hi to Barry, as she did right here.
There's a lot to love, right? So,
Barry, why don't you show your face on my channel, huh?
Well, I was.
You show your face on Prado's channel. I'm jealous.
Well, you were there. I was, all natural. You got to see it, right? So
yeah, you were.
If I show my glorious self every live, and people are gonna be like, oh, whatever,
It's true.
Yeah, I got to keep them wanting.
Yeah. So Barry, any further stuff you want to give them?
Give them? Well, like I says, so we don't want to over promise, under deliver, but just as the basic roadmap is, we're not stagnant. We're not staying in one place. We are going to be investing. We are going to be growing. So if you are looking to get in early, which everyone is, this is early. So I would, go to the website, go see the DAO, go see the white paper, go check it out, say hi in the Discord and just feel it out. But all crypto rules apply, but I'm very excited about this project. So, but I do want to say that there are things coming.
Exactly. And for anybody who I just want this to be out there, because I say this all the time. There is no animosity, no drama between us and Brian Legend. For anybody who might think, oh, the council's angry at Brian Legend, if anything should tell you otherwise, is we are the number one Uxie investor. So we are all for Vulcan, all for Uxie, and all for the success of everything that Brian's putting out, because obviously it ties into our success.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, and we are creating our own success as well. And so we're gonna, invest in things that are moving and shaking and creating profit. Profit is profit, and that's what we're all about. So we're looking at building, relationships, partnerships, and also creating our own things. So that's pretty awesome.
yeah, we understand people are not really throwing money in to Revive like crazy right now because they're all saving for ESCO. But when you get those ESCO profits and you want somewhere to store them, Revive's the place.
I've got plenty to park. I'm just waiting for my secret number in my head.
Well, your secret number for what?
For Seifu.
Oh,
believe it
okay.
or not, I have not sold any Seifu ever. So I've just been accumulating, and it's paid off. So now I'm
Well,
like
you were
100x. I was
in
in the Penny
Italy
Club.
when Brian did his thing where he said sell off. It's
Yep.
either sacrifice for Uxie, so you
Yep.
didn't get a chance to sell, which actually benefited you.
Yeah.
I listened to him. I sold at 12 cents. Okay. And then when he announced ESCO was going to happen, and then I saw where he's like, it's going to be 1-for-1 pegged, I then bought back in at 14 cents. And I ended up, whatever. I lost a little bit in that transaction.
Mhm.
But ever since then, right now, I can't complain. I'm on cloud nine. I'm up more money than I would have been. So I can't even complain anymore. It's been.
Yeah. It's been an amazing ride. I'm glad that I ignored it. Part of it was actually being on vacation, but I kind of have this mentality. Once I invest it, I try to forget about it, as far as like not be emotionally invested in it. And I've seen it all go up and down, but it's when you're over invested, your emotions get in there and you get scared. But I kind of felt like, with the whole Seifu thing, I've been there since week one, and I kind of want to ride it out. I want to see what the end of this is going to be. We got like another, 12 years to go. So I'm always going to have some Seifu.
It's definitely going to be a fun journey going forward. John Carter says the quality of the projects from what I've seen so far is marvelous. Everyone is on their A game. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's all about quality. You don't just want to you don't want to have 100 projects where you have no potential in them. You want to have quality projects. And I think we got that here. Prisma Finance, I'm very impressed with what they're throwing out. Obviously, me and Fowler are working on a project ourselves, Gods of Gaming. We're still ways away from doing things. I don't know if you want to talk about anything, Fowler, about that.
Yeah. So I got a little something I can say. We're organically doing this. We're doing this slow. We're not in a rush because everybody's, some projects are putting out BSC tokens and everything and migrating over into Vulcan. We're not in a rush. We're all behind the scenes, like designing, plotting out our course and everything. So when we're ready to go, we're ready to go. Like there's not going to be stopping. There's not going to be like, oh, we need to diddle daddle. No, we're going to have a plan for every direction we go, for every phase of Gods of Gaming. So yeah, it's not a rush, guys. I mean, hopefully people aren't trying to hold me team type timelines, because I haven't said any, but for the most part, guys, we're trying to deliver a very professional, complete project when you see it straight out the door, from pre-sale to live. It's going to be pretty much, we have an answer for everything.
Exactly. And right here's the website. We have a website already. And once again, when you see the project list on Vulcan, like we could sit there and rush to put our name on the project list, if we really wanted to. We got a Discord, we got the website, we got stuff, but we're slowly building it out. We got the team already set up behind it. But yeah, there's no rush. It's kind of like let Vulcan take let's Vulcan come out, then we can plan and slowly roll things out. And we know it will be a great thing once we get everything rolled out.
Yeah, I mean, I rolled before the weekend came. I rolled out the Guys of Gaming prospectus on the website and also in our announcements on the Discord. It gives you a lot of information. It definitely tells you where our heads are, what we're trying to do, and where the direction in gaming we're trying to go and blockchain gaming. So if you take the time to look at that prospectus, you'll learn a lot. We're gonna have another a statement come out where I describe how, the inner workings of how everything's gonna run. So guys, you have to worry about with this project is that everything is going to be transparent. You're going to know the ins and out, the directions. There's not going to be any, it won't be too much guessing because you'll know when you talk about Guys of Gaming, you know what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll love the team.
Oh, yeah, I love the team. They definitely love the team.
Is Yogurt token going on
Oh, my God.
on Vulcan? Yield optimization gains ultimate returns token?
I love the acronym you put for it, but it's gonna right now it's secretly called Greek token.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm gonna keep Greek token as the name, but then I do like GRK as the symbol. Yes, it's Q3. I'm waiting for Vulcan to be out at least a month. I want people to come in with profits from Vulcan, not something where they feel like it's just another community member pushing something on them. I don't want to attack now because I want the community feeling like, oh, everybody's just trying to create their token now and hit the same members. I want to come in once people are realizing some gains and realizing some. My token basically is for the community where I can do giveaways on my channel, and I'll have allocations where I can just give away. I'll have multi-sig set up with that so that no one can sell that allocation. We'll take 2 out of 3 signatures of people on my team to even and it will only be transfers out to people, giveaways, manual burns. I'm looking for it to be set up properly so I have proper liquidity to start out, so you're not seeing this low LP stuff where you're like these pump and dump schemes. It's just something I'm looking into. Obviously, as I see tokens released now, I learn a lot, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. I want to make it so it's something sustainable, something fun. Something people are like, oh yeah, Greek token's pretty cool. He does giveaways with it. We can all talk about it together. Something for the Greek community, just to, and it's going to be on Vulcan because we all love Vulcan. I did decide that the burn pit is going to be called the yogurt pit.
There we go. Well, as you know, as rising tide lifts all ship, as Vulcan tide rises, all these tokens are going to rise too. And when they get all that, let's see all the projects going on over here, and so I would say don't wait too long. But I like what you're thinking.
Well, it's not too long. It's just I need Vulcan to come out, and then I'm going to wait about 2.5, 3 weeks. Like if I really wanted to, I could find a dev now, start doing it and try for day one. But it's one of those things where I'm not looking to hit up the same people. I'm don't want to stretch myself too thin. It's not the first thing on my mind. I got other things that I deal with. But it's definitely something that I'll have that I can do giveaways with. Everybody will be excited. Just surely will help my YouTube channel, help the community grow. If I do this token, I will own nothing. I will buy in the same time, same pre-sale as all of you. That's how it will be for me. The only allocation will be a giveaway. Yeah. The only allocation will be a giveaway allocation and a manual burn allocation that's going to be multi-sig. So no one person has control of it. And it will be a public address where everybody can see, and it will be made aware in my Discord constantly. I've always made that, transparency is something that I'm all about, and I'm not going to screw anybody over. That's not my nature. Like if you have to get ahead by screwing people, that's not what I believe in. That's not what I stand for. But
and obviously, also, I was going to say that a gyro is, everyone loves gyros. So if you want to name your token gyro, Greek gyros, and however you pronounce it, that
it's
you like it a juice, huh?
You like the gyros? Gyros are cool, but I don't know. I'm just, so legendary other Nathan series says burn that Greek yogurt. The yogurt pit is cool. Yogurt token. Just
Man, yogurt's going to go off like a cannon. You're just to have this yogurt cannon just ready to launch and explode, and you know.
I will
It's gonna
say
be
this
great.
about Greek token, like based on initial like tokenomics, it's not going to have a big supply. It's going to be something that's going to be exciting for everybody too, because I don't believe in that stuff.
But it's going to be potent.
Potent, yeah, and it's going to have reflectionary. There's going to be reflections too, so every time somebody sells, holders are going to benefit from just getting a portion of that. So that should be cool as well. I kind of like back to my Safe Moon days, except not scammy.
But honestly, everyone loves Greek yogurt. So come on, it's it's an easy sell.
If you say so.
Yeah,
If you say so. Now, if anybody in the comments,
ladies love the Greek yogurt. So that's all I got to say.
If anybody has questions about anything in the comments, now is your time to ask. I don't want to keep this live going for hours upon hours. Obviously, I did a 2-hour live this morning. I was only on for 2 hours in the afternoon, but that live went for 4.5 hours. Geo Legend says Greek salad is good for you too. Well, that works too. Yeah, I love Greek salad, especially with some good feta. So, Moon God, any thoughts or anything you want to add about your token while we have 63 beautiful souls?
No, I mean, I think we've covered a lot of it on this side over here. I feel like you asked a lot of great questions. I feel like there's going to be a lot more questions that kind of, come into play as time kind of goes on. For the most part, I'd like to say like the biggest thing for us is we're just trying to keep things simple. Provide a very just, basic yet needed service to a certain extent, and just make sure that, people can, easily kind of have a flexible way of earning, some additional yield as well too. And I don't know if I said it or not earlier, but the one thing I will add regarding the vaults, they're also lockless as well. Okay. I'm sure you've probably heard me say that before, but that's one of the most important things for us is that, we've had people on our team that have gone through, Time Wonderland, the, Luna UST, FTX, all of that across the board. And there was nothing more gut wrenching than, knowing that the right play was to get out and then having to wait 3 weeks and just watching everything fall apart. So that's one of the big things about our vaults as well too, is that when you stake your Prisma in there, you don't have to like lock it up for like 6 weeks or 17 weeks or 3 months.
That's a great thing, because the last thing you want to do is lock something, and then even though you're earning more rewards, if the price tanks, you don't have the ability to have the free market effect like with your money. And it's a big thing, especially now in bear markets when things are going good. Nobody wants to pull anything out. We understand that, but when things are going like south in the markets, I like that a lot. It gives freedom.
Right.
And another thing for transparency, I wanted to ask this back then. I just thought of it now. I know you're doing all these yield farms. Are you going to be transparent every day with the gains on what every farm's doing? Are you going to have like a on your Discord something where you share all the farms you're in and where the money's parked, or are you guys going to keep that?
Yeah. So we'd like to, kind of provide that, have that open transparency so people can kind of see what's going on. We're trying to come up with a good way to be able to present it. Outside of it just being an Excel spreadsheet that somebody's going to have to look at my, the chaotic way that I do math and try and figure out what the hell I'm doing. But yeah, we absolutely would love to, kind of be able to provide that information at a bare minimum. It'll have kind of like our entry points associated with it and what specific yield, what specific farms we're in. So that way people can see like, hey, this is where we're at. And then we also are planning on kind of like having, like, I guess like a counter or something like that to a certain extent, where it basically will say like, here's the specific yield so far. The problem that we kind of run into in that instance though, is that because we're not taking it as an aggregate as a whole, we're taking it as each specific, farm. It's a little more complicated and we're trying to just find a good way to do it. But yes, we'd like to be as open and as transparent as possible. The one thing that I did forget to bring up is we do have fees associated with our token. Just as like a hey, wanted to provide that information to people. It's 4% on the buys, 4% on the sales. We have 3 different ways that they can be adjusted. It can either go to the liquidity pool, it can go to our ITF, which is effectively the yield farming, that's the investment trading fund, or it can go into the treasury, and we can kind of adjust how that allocation is basically set up pretty much at any point in time. And that's basically the only, I guess you could say, unlocked portion of our contract. The second portion of fees that we do have is if we want to add a burn fee, we can. It is not in there at the moment. It's set to 0, but we can also add an additional burn fee up to 5%, which means worst case scenario fee wise, it would be a total of 9% on the buys, 9% on the sells. But the likelihood of that happening is astronomically low, simply for the fact that we already are starting off with 10 million tokens, and we're discussing just outright removing that function as a whole. So
makes sense. But if it gives you flexibility, that's always a good thing to be able to adjust for different things. But
so we have that set up to allow us to basically be able to change certain portions of our contract in that aspect, and that is the only portion that we have the ability to adjust and make changes to, is like how these fees are allocated and where they go to. That's just for full transparency. That's the only other thing. We just hadn't talked about it, so I figured I'd bring it up real quick.
Yeah, and I know for transparency, if you do say what pools, a lot of that gets jumbled. I'm a stats guy, so numbers I'll be looking at and I'll be like, oh, okay. That a lot of people will get jumbled up, so I can see why you're torn on that stuff. Conky has a question: where to view trading charts for Revive? It's app.revivedao.com. You go there and you'll see the chart. You'll notice it just goes up and to the right. And we also got the bots in the Discord. In my Discord, I got the Revive bot, so you can just see it's constantly going up and to the right. It's not going to be like a normal chart. It's not on PooCoin. It's not on Dex Tools, Dex Screener, because it is our own DApp, and that's the only way to buy it because it is locked to a stable coin 1-to-1, and so it's on our own DApp. But it does have a chart, and you can see it just goes up and to the right, and it's constantly going to go up and to the right. It's never going to go down and to the left. It can't. If it does, sell out, because then the token's broke. But
that's not going to happen. If that happens, there's probably somebody who bought that compound in the Bahamas that's a bank owned by SBF.
Yeah. People liked it so much they tried buying it before the contract was locked and messed up and sent money into the contract. That's why we had to open up at $1.50.
That's funny. The bots were in force.
Well, so the price jumped from $1 to $1.31, and we were so confused how this occurred when it's not live. And then we figured out somebody tried to buy, and they sent the money and sent it directly into the contract. So the contract had funds without having any tokens out. So obviously it had to adjust the price. So it set it to $1.31. And then we were doing back end testing. We're like, well, let's just put money and make it $1.50 even, because that sounds better than $1.31. It really doesn't matter where you start off. So we figured it didn't matter. So that's the story about how we started off at $1.50. So it's actually pretty cool. And Conky, you can buy and sell as well on the DApp. Everything's done on that DApp. So please save that on MetaMask, app.revivedao.com. If you have any issues, remove the decimals if you're having issues. Sometimes when there's like more than 5 decimals. And for anybody who think the council had any advantage on day one, I was the one, just for pure transparency, I was the one who actually unpaused the contract. I had the final unpausing of the contract, and I knew exactly the moment when it got unpaused. I got in my first buy at $1.90. Did not even get it at $1.51. People beat me to the punch.
Yeah, so, I was on an airplane when it launched, and so I didn't get it until $2. So you beat me.
Yeah. I fell victim to the decimal thing too, and I should have known it because I do it was the same thing in the other projects for some reason, because there's no slippage stuff to adjust slippage. When you have too many decimals, it just throws things off, especially at the start. But yeah, don't leave too many decimals. It's not that big of a deal. So if you ever get that error, for anybody who's maybe tried and been like, oh, it's broken, it's not broken. Just remove a decimal and it works.
But I'm super proud that we had an honest, clean launch with no trickery and back deals and back doors. We just had an awesome launch. Nothing went bad, and nobody was gaining on people and dumping the price and all that kind of stuff. It was just perfect. And plus, you couldn't do that because the price would just go up anyway. But we had an awesome launch.
Some people thought that they were missing out because, the decimal thing, and then they got less Revive. But what they don't realize is you got less Revive, but your dollar value is the same. And, you're starting your journey. No matter where you got in, you start your journey at that spot. So really, when you think about doing your own research and knowing what it is, it's not an issue. And Biz put the site on. This is on top of his game. That is the site where you can go buy, sell Revive. No matter what you do, Revive goes up and to the right. It's a good place to store your money. We're looking for some maybe places where we can then have a degen side token for the degen life, or we can have our Discord get excited, because Revive, it's exciting, but it's not like, when you got all these other projects where people are looking at 10x, 20x, 30x. Revive is just simple.
So you're saying we're going to give opportunities for real big gains and then have a place to park those gains?
That is what the goal is in our ecosystem that we're trying to do. And
did I sound shocked by that when I said that?
You do, yeah, a little. It was a sarcastic shock. But yeah, we're looking at all kinds of stuff, and as soon as we have that, we're obviously going to be meeting a couple times this week as a council. Obviously, it is tough because none of us are paid. No matter what people think, we're not paid.
I'm getting paid in my investments, bro.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, we are. We all talk out of investments. Actually, it's a good group of guys. Very, very honest group. Nobody wants to take advantage of anybody. We all want what's best for anybody because we all rise together. And we're looking for partnerships with any project that will have us. Obviously, the more good graces we're in, the better it is. Obviously, we're partnered with Uxie. We're partnered with Vulcan. Hopefully, we can partner with Prisma and help them out on their journey, and it also helps us out. And it's not anything that can hurt. It's just an option. We'll talk further, and
we could have more conversations with Moon God Crypto. Is that a Gaelic, Nordic name?
What, my name?
Yeah, Moon God Crypto.
No, so actually, interesting fun fact about it. I made quite a bit of money on the Luna UST debacle.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah. So I actually
you did the dead cat bounce.
What?
You did the dead cat bounce.
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah. I was the guy that basically started the reversal.
Ah, okay, great. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Like, some people are like, oh yeah, I bought it when it was at like 4 zeros or something like that, or 5 zeros. I was like, I got it at like 8 zeros.
Awesome.
Is when I got it on Luna, and
awesome.
Rode it all the way back up to roughly about where it's at right now, and then sold and walked away.
Good for you.
With a nice little bit.
Yeah, but, and you can park some of those gains over at Revive. Just want to let you know.
I definitely will have to, and we'll absolutely have to get together.
If you want to manage your risk and gain money, hey, come on.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's all about what I like to do on this side over here. Is every once in a while, risky play, and then got to put it somewhere safe.
Yeah, spread the love, safe love.
It's better than a bank account, let me tell you.
Oh, it's so much better.
Well, sorry to kind of cut and run at the end here, guys, but I got to go pick up the wife from work.
Perfect. I was just about to end it, so you are good.
Well, works great. I appreciate you guys having me on, and yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have a conversation about Revive. Absolutely.
Exactly. We'll be in touch, and if you ever want to come back on the channel, just let me know if you have any big announcements that you guys need to make. Obviously, you're always welcome, and I appreciate you coming out, man.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to chat with me and have me on. Thanks a bunch.
Thanks, man.
All right. Catch y'all later.
Bye.
Now it's just 3 of us.
Just the 3 of us, where we can talk for hours about whatever we want. I'm kidding.
Yes, we could talk about yogurt token.
I know you want me to call it yogurt tokens so bad. It's just,
Dude, the jokes just write themselves. You know how degen people are.
Yeah, but like, if I'm in YouTube videos, I'm like, guys, invest in yogurt token. Like, I don't want it to be seen as like,
dude,
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
It's
The name
totally
is not
legit.
finalized. Obviously, you've seen the initial light
You know
paper.
what? People are investing in Doge, in Peppy. I mean, yogurt is like 3 steps above that.
Yeah, it doesn't take much now. Peppy went crazy. That's nuts. Like,
Yeah,
doesn't take much.
So yogurt is very respectable, especially your yogurt.
Let's see. Let's see here.
Is that Fowler cracking up?
Let's see here.
So you're going to have your quote-unquote fire pit be the yogurt dip?
There it is, just for you, Barry.
Hey. Woo!
Yeah, I'm going to have it be the yogurt pit. Just for you. Just for you. But we've been going an hour, 6 minutes. I'm not going to keep this going that long. Obviously, we've had crazy lives today. I don't want to... Everybody seems to be drained.
Good people, good vibes. Everyone's happy. Let's go make some money.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. Making money. Please check out Revive. Check out Prisma Finance. Check out the Gods of Gaming. Just check out everything. And as John Carter says, I'm actually very excited for all the projects so far. This is really great. Getting in this early. And Vulcan, Safe Go, Prisma, Revive. This is really cool. Obviously, those who are in early in things benefit the most. And just have a plan. Think it out. And just be happy. And until
spread the love.
Next time, spread the love, spread the joy. And we're all going to make it. Never fear, because the Greek is